Yeah. All right. Hello, everybody. We're back. I know it's been 2 weeks, but we're back. Don't worry. We missed you.
Backstreet's back. All right.
Let me just wish.
Happy New Year, everybody. 2022 is here. So
that's right. I hope this year doesn't last. And let me wish everybody very belated Happy New Year. And how are you doing, Lohit?
I'm doing fine. I'm still stuck where I am, where I was supposed to be. I'm still here. So, for a couple of more weeks. So
we're supposed to see him eating his poutine and, with wearing his Toronto Maple Leaf jerseys, but that's not going to happen for a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're back. We're back to our regular schedule until whenever Loki go move to Canada. We might need to take another week off when that happens.
Yep.
So, all right. So
let's
today
start with the comics, because that's what we are here about, right?
Today is January 13th, and this is our new Comics Day haul. And I did not read any DC books this week because I don't find any DC books good this week. So, Lohit, you have a few. Tell us what you got.
Okay, I'll start with the best of them because, there were a lot of ones which were not that great this week. So this is the best of them. This is the Joker.
Coming back with Joker number 11.
Absolutely. So it's our favorite, James Tynion IV. He always makes an appearance in every one of our videos. It's phenomenal how he's there like every time. Like the guy dude writes like a book every week, which is.
Oh, I got a James Tynion book later on.
Of course. So yeah, so the Joker, this is the continuing series. It has not much to do with the Joker, but more to do with Barbara Gordon and Commissioner Gordon. But this is fun. This has been a good book. Like I read it like almost for 11 months or something last year. So I've been following from issue 1. We are now on issue 11. And the artist changed. So Guillaume March was doing the art. Now it's Giuseppe Camuncoli, and he's done quite a bit of books like Undiscovered Country, and he's written like the Charles Soule run of Vader, Darth Vader. He's drawn that. So he's a veteran. So the art department definitely gets a bump. The story is still with James Tynion IV, and it is quite good. So the basic story is about this family who kidnaps the Joker for certain reasons. Right. They want to have revenge on him, and and they are basically like those wrong turn people, like they're cannibals and all, but they hit rich, so they become rich and all. So it's all about how that's dealt with, and at the same time, Commissioner Gordon trying to fit up the pieces. It's not over yet. It's an ongoing. I loved it. So it's basically the whole don't mess with Texas kind of attitude. So this old guy on the cover, as you see, he's a rich guy and he wants the Joker because he's got beef to settle with him. So he's captured the Joker, and that's the whole premise of it.
It's still like the
excellent book.
Is this still the because Joker killed one of the family members during the Arkham breakout?
Yes, so that's the whole idea. That during the A Day, as it's called, or the Arkham breakout, Joker did. There was when this family became rich. There was a scapegoat. One of them had to become a scapegoat, and he was sent to Arkham Asylum. Joker gets him, and now they want revenge from him. That's the simple story about it. And
I also there's James Tynion is co-writing with some guy named Sam Johns, right? So it looks like he's ready to pass the series down. Once his contract runs out.
I didn't see any other name in the credits. I think probably Sam Johns is also another writer.
But maybe Sam Johns wrote the backup. Wait, it's still a backup story for Joker?
That's the Punchline story. I don't care that much about the Punchline story. It's about Punchline basically in prison, and she's running the show with the Royal Flush Gang. So it's not that interesting to me as compared to the main story, but the main story is still bonkers for me. So I am loving it, and how they're and like I said, art is definitely much more is back now on this book. There are no more those those long wordy bubbles. It's more just action. It's more on screen. What's happening? It's more dialogue, and that's what you like.
So this book gets a thumbs up from Lohit.
Yep.
All right. What next one? What you got?
Okay. The next 2 books I'm just gonna rush through pretty fast because they were kind of skippable. So but I'll tell you the reasons why I got them, like why I was interested in them. So this is Batman Urban Legends, and Urban Legends has been this series where they have like these short stories in one book, like 6 short stories. They don't end them, but they're like ongoing. So like you have got like part 1 of 5 part 1s in this one, and then part 5 part 2s in the next issue. And so this is independent Batman Switch. The only reason I got this is on the cover, and that's Zatanna, because I'm a big fan of Zatanna, and her relationship with Bruce Wayne. She did mind wipe Bruce Wayne during the identity crisis and all, and they have this whole relationship between Zatanna and Bruce Wayne. So they come together. They have this evil curse to defeat and all, and it's shown that every few months Bruce Wayne and Zatanna, they go out together, and then they don't tell anybody, and then they come back and they don't see each other. So this is the whole mystery of what it's all about and all. It's okay. The rest of the story, there's Ace the Bat Hound story, which is basically Bruce Wayne's dog and all. It's pretty okay. It's average. And there is this whole White Witch, Catwoman Fear State tie-in. It's okay. It's not that great. It's a letdown. I'm not going to pick this up again.
All right. Let's just move on.
Yeah, let's just move on. And
all right, thumbs down from Batman Legends from Lohit. Next one.
Yeah, thumbs down. And the next one basically is another thumbs down for me, and that happens to be the the Becky Cloonan Batgirls. And again, it's not a total thumbs down. I mean, it's better than Urban Legends and all. So, but again, it's not catered. What I wanted from this book was great. Cassandra Cain and Stephanie Brown. I thought it was going to be more serious in tone, but it's very light. It's more for young adult audience.
It seems like it's written for more like teens and tweens.
Teenage, probably. So it's more that of. I mean, the vibe is that. I don't mind that. Some of them are really good. For example, like a Scotty Young book aimed at teenagers is also quite good sometimes. But this is, it's like, them trying to get the neighborhood clean and, fighting like small town bad guys and all. It's okay. The dialogue is good enough. And then Barbara Gordon is there. So, she's guiding them and all. And these big guys are basically having their adventures in the neighborhood with Bondo, the muscle car. That's all I'm going to say.
Are you going to buy issue 3?
I don't think so. I'll do it. But yeah, who knows?
That's it. Space. Another thumbs up from Lohit. He will not be buying the next issue.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to. So those are my DC books. And I think from at least DC pick of the week goes to Joker. And for sure. Yeah. All
right. So Marvel. Well, I'm going with a book I did not read. It's Doctor Strange, Bloodstone, the one shot. Okay. This is a pure spec book because it has the first appearance of Elsa Bloodstone's sister. I think her name is Lyra Bloodstone. So anyways, so these are going for about, triple the cover price right now on eBay. And that's why I bought it. Am I going to read it? I'm reading Death of Doctor Strange. I'm a little behind.
Did you buy like both these covers or did you buy the main cover?
Main cover B. I bought one because I'm a sucker for spec. So if you want to buy from me, you can always contact me. I'm kidding. eBay. Also, eBay link. My eBay link will. No, I'm kidding.
I like Elsa Bloodstone. I have not read too much of her, but I like her character and all, where she comes from. I read the original Bloodstone 4 issues that focused on her dad and all, who was this whole demon hunter and all. But I never I have to read this thing called Neverwhere or Nextwhere or something in which Elsa Bloodstone is heavily featured. But,
sure.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So next book is a book that we both did read is Dark Age #4.
Dark Ages #4 by Tom Taylor.
I've been waiting for this one. I know they took a month off last month, so but it's back and it's really, really good. Basically, is Sue Storm trying to rescue Reed from Apocalypse, right? It's Apocalypse, and then she's trying to have a strike team going to Europe from Wakanda. Which one of the good things I've seen in this book is that they show Wakanda in this issue, right? And Storm and Black Panther are still a couple. And that's one of my favorite couples in Marvel Universe. And I'm glad they're still together. And, then things happen on their way to Europe. One thing I thought was really cool is that the Ghost Rider pirates with the flame pirate ship.
They call them Ghost Raiders. Ghost Raiders. That was cool. That's the magic of Tom Taylor, like you see on this cover that it's Ant-Man riding Fing Fang Foom. And that actually happens in the book. And I mean, it's all these bombastic action moments which Tom Taylor's mind is just brilliant. I loved it too.
Yeah.
It was a great book. It was a great book for
And
me.
they also brought in Scott Lang writing Fin Fan Foom.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
That was
I thought
really
that part
cool.
was really cool.
Absolutely.
And for this is a very good book. I think the whole series has been really good. Me and Lohit both love it. I think there's 2 more issues to go, and we're gonna see to the end. So thumbs up for
totally
Dark Age number
4 for Dark Ages.
Yeah. You got more Marvel?
I have just one more.
Okay, what do you got?
That's the Lady Daredevil or Elektra. It's no spoiler anymore. The Woman Without Fear.
Cover C or cover B? Daredevil, The Woman Without Fear.
Did you read it?
I did. I read. Actually, this is the final book I read.
Right.
I did. This book starts off with the Kingpin's office scene you've seen the last issue 2 of Devil's Reign, and then moves on into a lot of reflection of Elektra, starting with training with Styx, then started training with this woman named Akka. Right? Is that her name? Akka.
Akka. Yeah.
Who's one of the, I think, one of the either the trainer or one of the heads of the Hand. And then eventually leads into her with Matt Murdock, and then of course the issue ends with Kingpin sending his own assassin, which is a big name to go after Elektra or Daredevil, whatever you want to call her. I can't wait for that big fight next issue. Then
I thought the final villain is going to be Akka. But the surprise drop was, it scoped me like, okay, I need to know now what's going on. And this is a good issue. It's decent. It's again, Zdarsky writing Daredevil. So if you think that you're not getting a Daredevil issue, you're getting something of it, at least, with Elektra. And I'm a big fan of Elektra. I've always liked solo Elektra books also. So, he works for me as a character. So, yeah.
Right. This is I will buy next issue because I'm excited for that fight between Kingpin's assassin and Elektra.
Totally.
Hopefully it's gonna be a blast. And Zdarsky is actually really good at writing a lot of the action stuff too.
Absolutely.
Which I will have more Zdarsky book later on. All right. Next book is Devil's Reign Superior 4. Okay. Have you been reading Devil's Reign at all? Oh, you have, right?
I have read Devil's Reign 1 and 2. I am not going to read the tie-ins.
Yeah, okay. This is a very good tie-in. And so basically, Dr. Octopus, you've seen in the end of Devil's Reign 2, Dr. Octopus opened a dimension portal, right?
Right.
So he called in 3 other Dr. Octopus from different alternate dimensions. And there's a crazy thing it's a Ghost Rider version of Dr. Octopus, a Hulk version of Dr. Octopus, and a Wolverine version of Dr. Octopus.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. And then they're going to do the Highlander thing, is that they're going to go around the multiverse killing the other Dr. Octopuses. And apparently, much like the like Highlander, if you nothing Highlander.
You've seen the movie The One with Jet Li in
it.
The
One, yeah. The one that'd be better one. Yeah, The One. So basically, they could suck out the intelligence of other Dr. Octopus. And the first, I think it's great. So the first one they face is a Spider-Man Dr. Octopus.
Okay.
And the fight is pretty good.
That's superior Spider-Man, basically.
Well, he talks about it. He's like, oh yeah, that one just, I did that and just to, try to find myself. And and since he failed being Spider-Man, he's like, I really should be myself as Octavius and not in the body of Peter Parker.
I like the concept. I like the plot. Yeah. I just have one question. What's the connection to Devil's Reign?
Well, remember, it is basically Dr. Octopus is his own thing. Remember, he did he did what the Kingpin wanted to do, and in exchange, he gets to use the Baxter Building technology.
That's the only tie-in I know, but I mean, doesn't make sense. Like, okay,
look, a lot of tie-ins.
I'm just not going to nitpick about it. Let's move on.
Look, let's be fair. For any tie-in in both Marvel and DC, the crossover issues rarely has anything to do with the main story.
That's true.
But if it's a solid enough story, I will give it a thumbs up.
I agree. I had the same thing with Absolute Carnage tie-ins, after which I stopped reading any tie-ins. But then some of them were nice, but then they have nothing to do with the main story. So
Right. So you can say
just slap the Devil's Reign logo out there.
Look at this. You got the Ghost.
Right.
The Wolverine. Look, you can see little glasses on the Hulk octopus.
Whoa.
And it's pretty great. And Wolverine Octopus actually has adamantium. What do you call it? Tentacles.
Oh, that's cool, man.
I enjoy it,
like I
man.
said, I like the concept, I like the execution, but I don't know what
Right.
it's to do with Devil's Reign. Okay. Anything
Well,
else
it's
in
part of the
Marvel?
storyline. It is part of the storyline because it's happening the same time Devil's Reign going around is around in the regular MCU.
Right.
And then let's see what else I got. Oh yeah, the last book I got is The Thing. The Champion shows up. Do you remember the Champion?
The champion from the Cosmic Champion guy.
He's have you read Thanos Quest?
I did read Thanos Quest.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I said. He's one of those eternal kind of beings,
Yep. He's
Yep.
an outer universe. He once upon a time possessed the power gem. So he's he is in a fight with the Thing, and then the Thing. So again, remember last issue? Somehow his fist turned to a metal form.
Mhm.
That happened again. He had no control over it, and somehow with the help of his friends, he's able to capture the Champion. So they're gonna find out who sent the Champion to Earth to get Ben Grimm. It's a fun issue, and it's a mini series. I think there's only 2 more issues. Wait, I think I don't know. Not sure it's 4 issues, 6 issue series. But so far, I think the Walter Mosley and Tom Riley team has done really good football story and art. It's a fun read. Once again, it's a fun read. If you're a fan of Fantastic Four, I suggest you get it. It gets a thumbs up from me. I've been reading this since issue 1, and I like it a lot.
I read issue 1, and then I had to, I never picked up issue 2. Maybe as a trade or something, but not as a trade.
Okay. Now we're going to Image. So how many Image books did you read?
Image, I have only 2.
2? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 Image books. The first one, I'll do the first one, is Chip Zdarsky's Stillwater.
That's a title I've always wanted to pick up, like from issue 1. It's one of those things like I did for Department of Truth, like I read the trade first, and the same thing with Kyle Higgins's, what's that book's name? The Power
Radiant Black.
Yeah, Radiant Black. So I read the trade, I loved it. And then for this one also, I haven't picked up the trade. I have to. I know the basic premise, but I really want to read this.
A town where people can die or age.
A town where people can die. That's basically it.
Right. Well, the same thing. Basically, it's a continuation of the rebellion storyline where the paramilitary has taken over control of the town. The main character's mom is trying to start a revolution. So they start off with capturing the police chief, who was a lieutenant or something like that in the paramilitary, and then start off pretty good. They had everything, all the plans going right, and then of course, like any comic book, things does not go right. So now they're trying to fight their way out, and and then what happened is they redrew the map, right? Apparently, the map has something to do with the power source where people let you stay alive. So they expanded the town where more areas, and now people with things that's in those area can die. So they thought they had someone that was going to get killed, but because they expanded the size of the town, that person's still alive. I think it's still very good. It's been like 2 months or 3 months. So Zdarsky has a lot of books to write, and this is kind of slow down right now. I think last time I read this was in November. So I don't know when it's been a while. Yeah, it took me a while. I had to remember like what happened.
The first trade is like 8 issues or something. So I'll definitely pick up a physical or a digital copy of it, whatever. I definitely am inclined to read this book. I've heard good things about it.
It is very good. And again, this is one of my regular buys, and I recommend it. If you buy the trade paperback, please do. I know Lohit will eventually down the line. Yep. And it's a thumbs up for me.
Totally.
Okay, what do you got?
Okay, the next one I got is probably, it's a very heartwarming tale. And I was not going to get it, but you told me that, I definitely have to read it and I should not skip on this. So I did. And it was phenomenal. It was wonderful. and that's basically Rain issue 1 by Joe Hill.
Joe Hill's Rain. Yes.
Yeah, and it's a very simple story. I mean, it's basically these two, this couple, and they're basically each other are they're trying to come and see each other from different places. One of them is
Right.
into this new town and this new house, and the other one is the other part of the couple is coming to live with her, with the parents.
I think the story takes place in Boulder, Colorado.
Boulder, Colorado. Yeah, that's the place.
Right. And I think they're moving in together.
Yeah, they're moving in together, and yeah, so the whole story revolves around that there is rainfall, there's a bright crystal splinters rainfall which comes in suddenly, and it's like shards falling on your head, and then they're clear shards. So so people die, and what happens around ensues in this entire neighborhood, and what happens in Colorado overall. And it's shown through this girl called Honeysuckle, through her perspective, and it's a wonderful, fantastic book. I mean, it's only 34 pages, but they say so much in it.
Right.
All these really characters.
Before the nails from sky scenes where Honeysuckle was talking about how different that her and her girlfriend's family reacted differently when they talk about when they came out.
Yeah.
And I thought was like her, I think Tanya, I think that's her. Is that the girlfriend's name?
Yolanda.
Yolanda, okay. Yolanda's family was like, "Oh, that's great. You're happy. We're happy for you." Even her mom drove Yolanda to move in with Honeysuckle. While her parents are wasn't all that accepting of her lifestyle choices.
Right.
And then of course the nail fall is like a true horror movie, which is like people getting impaled, getting spiked. I was like, oh geez, Joe Hill's known for writing horror comics, horror stories, and yeah, it shows. Like you could give you some really messed up scenes.
Absolutely. And this is like it's a novel which he's written, but this is adapted by David Booher from Canto, who does the artwork on this. And yeah, I mean, so it's an adaptation, and it's been divided into 5 issues. So I'm super curious to read what happens further and in the next 5 issues, and
you can see like the scenes where people started just getting the ring of needles start coming down and start hitting
absolutely
people. It's if you just imagine yourself in a scene like this, you would crap in your pants, and then
absolutely. And the whole thing is that it works even though what's going to happen, because the lead character, that's Honeysuckle, she already tells you that, okay, I met this person and then she died. And when you actually see them dying, it still hurts you,
Well, so, like the way she described it, if you don't see it, you don't really feel it.
Absolutely.
But once you see like when you see like the terror in these people's eyes, and just like whoa. And, the one thing is about the one of the neighbors, right, who was like a stripper.
Yep.
And she's trying to hide under her lawn chair.
Right.
Like you basically for a second it's like, okay, maybe I can get out of this. But like those needles just went through lawn chairs and
like that was brutal. Absolutely. Yeah. It's gore horror, and I always remember this whenever people talk to me about needles. This movie Saw 2, in which basically this lady she falls down in like a bathtub of needles and all, and it was like really freaked me out. And this thing gave me those vibes, and it took me back to that time when I saw Saw 2. And it gives me it's good, it's horror, but it's also emotional, and that's the best kind of books that's out there, So thumbs up for me, for sure.
Thumbs up for me too. We'll both get issue 2. I mean, it's a mini series anyway, so I think we're gonna probably get all of them.
Yep.
And if Joe Hill turned this into like a movie or like a mini series, whatever, could be a good one. Yeah,
for sure.
All right, next one is. For me, is Department of Truth number 15. I bought cover C, if you can see this clearly. I think Lohit's going to give us the cover.
I'll put the covers.
Cover C. Cover B.
Yeah.
I think this gives my cover pick of the week. It's absolutely terrifying.
Is that the Mothman?
It's the Mothman.
It's the Mothman.
The Mothman. So this entire issue is done like in... it's like a transcribe from a recording from interviews, right? So basically, Department of Truth are interviewing these eyewitnesses of the Mothman, and then eventually leads into the bridge that collapsed. If you know the Mothman story, in West Virginia is when the bridge collapsed, and after that they don't see the Mothman anymore. So I think they have a different artist to do this, and it's fully painted, and and the art is gorgeous and creepy at the same time. And
who did the art?
Let's see. Artist is David Romero.
Okay.
All right. So
David Romero. Not heard too much about him.
Yeah, I never heard of this guy either. But his art is definitely beautiful. It's like I think it's the Liam Sharp's painting for Batman Reptile. It's very similar to that, but it's not exaggerated.
Okay, that's always wonderful.
But anyway, the whole
but
story,
what's the book about?
It's about the freaking Mothman, dude.
That's it. That's all I'm gonna get. Nothing more, nothing less. It's just Mothman, dude.
So actually, yes. So basically, the Department of Truth is out there try to talk to these eyewitnesses for the Mothman, and then it's the entire series. I mean, the entire book, right?
Yeah.
Cover B. That's
Which one do you want? These are the covers. This is the first one, right?
The second one, the one right below on your left.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That is my cover pick of the week.
Ooh, that looks nice.
And I sent you a couple pictures from the book earlier, right? You've seen it.
Yep, I have.
Oh man.
That will be on the screen too. I'll put them in the insert them somewhere.
So like I said, so basically each page is just a transcript. You see the painting, right? The painting of what's going on. Then you get a little transcript of the interviews about these eyewitnesses talking about their encounters with the Mothman. And it's much like the stories that you've seen on like Unsolved Mysteries or whatever. Is that some people seen it at the windows of their house. Some seen it when they're driving and had Mothman flying, by them. So, and that's it. And of course, it ends with unfortunately the collapse of the bridge, and then actually the end is that the Department of Truth actually managed to capture the Mothman and have it imprisoned.
Wow.
Which is I mean, the last page is I forgot which agent it was. Like they had the Mothman in one of those glass sealed cages, right?
Right.
And one that had his hand up to the cage, the Mothman just staring at him. It is very unnerving if you were that person just staring at the Mothman.
I can imagine. Yeah.
This is the most different issue of Department of Truth I ever read. And as a fan of cryptozoology, I freaking love it.
It's already on issue 15, and you're loving it, right? Because I know you made me read the first trade, and after the first trade, I haven't read anything else. So I'm probably going to reread the first trade because I'm going to buy a physical book, physical copy, and then continue on from there. So,
all right.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. So,
all right,
man, Department of Truth, thumbs up, right?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Okay. All the image books have been good, I feel, this week. Yeah,
this is very good.
And the best image book, we are coming to it right now.
That's right. This is my pick of the week. I think it's maybe Lohit's pick of the week too, but I don't know.
Totally.
But King of Spies, #2, Mike Millar. I really haven't read any Mike Millar books in a long time, but this is the first one. Well, issue 1 was the first one. I thought issue 1 was good, but this one is great. It has, and I was right. Roland is trying to right the wrongs of his past and start going after all these leaders of Western imperialism. And one of the things I did love is that he kills W, and I hate W. I thought he was I think W is the worst American president in my lifetime. Okay, so when he kills W, I'm like, okay, you win this. You get this.
That's why it's your pick of the week. Oh my god.
No, it's really good too. But man, that killing W is is that cherry on the sundae. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. But that's what Mark Millar does very well. I mean, I have always been a supporter of. A lot of people hate his work, and sometimes, but I always love Millar world. So
It
to say,
depends. Like if he doesn't go extra on the sex and violence,
yeah.
I think he could be really good. Like, his Authority, I really hate it because he went extra. Kick-Ass 2, Kick-Ass 1 was perfectly balanced, right? You got your humor, you got a little violence, whatever. Kick-Ass 2, he brought up an extra step. I was like, I don't really want to see, Kick-Ass dad gets killed in jail, his girlfriend gets raped by Crimson Mist or whatever. I was like, I don't want to see that. Don't go into the extra mile.
So he does all of that, but I know he goes above and beyond a little bit. But then it was hardcore for me. Like when I read Kick-Ass 2 and I saw the movie also, and I thought it was good because Jim Carrey played, whatever was it, Colonel Stars or something, Colonel Stripes, Major Stripes. He did a good job. I mean, I like the movie. A lot of people hate him for all of these things, but I don't know. I never had that problem with Mark Millar. I've always loved everything he's done, Wanted. Even when Jupiter's Legacy came out, as the TV show, I was excited because it's Mark Millar and, he's done something and it's awesome. And the book is awesome. The Jupiter's Legacy, the two graphic novels, and now there's Jupiter's Requiem also. It's fantastic. Right. He's still got it. He's still a good comic book writer. He's not like Bendis, who's like lost it a bit, but he's still there. He's still relevant, and he's still making good comics with Matteo Scalera and all, and that's what he does best. So I hope that Netflix gets this, gives this a show or something, because it's gonna freaking rule. It's gonna be bonkers. It's gonna be amazing. Roland.
They also introduced Roland's son, Atticus.
Yep.
And they did a reflection like why, the father and the son will have an ultimate showdown, because if you have to play this James Bond character, you're not going to have a good family life.
That's true.
because of the jobs you do, and then the womanizing, that's part of the job, right?
Absolutely.
It's gonna be hard to be with the family, and the things like the scene
they show the pain of the kid, like where the kid comes from. He's waiting for his dad. He's waiting for his dad, and his dad is like partying and having fun with women and all. He calls him and says, "Just open your present. I can't make it home. Just do it."
Right.
It's so cold. So Roland is your protagonist and he's your antagonist. So which is so freaking cool for me. He's the bad guy and he's the good guy.
You understand why the son hate the father. Yep. And you could sympathize with that because, Roland has not been the father. The only reason he's doing this because he somehow realized he has 6 months left to live. He suddenly had an epiphany. He's like, "Oh, I did all these. I want to right the wrongs I've done in the past."
Absolutely.
Right. But it is. I think dialogue. I think the art is good. The dialogue is good. The storyline is good, and it is my pick of the week. Lohit, your pick of the week?
Totally. I will share the crown with Joker and King of Spies and Rain because I enjoyed all of those 3 books quite a bit. Okay. But yeah, if I had to pick like one, then I think I had the most fun in this for sure.
Yeah.
So I would go for this. So definitely pick of the week for me too. King of Spies. Awesome. I think that's our final Image book, right, Benji?
Yes. What do you got?
Okay, so I just have one more book from my side, and that's basically because we're kind to one particular publisher here, and that's Dynamite, and they make good books.
Is the Perello art? Is the Perello cover?
Because of the Lucio Perillo. I mean, you're gonna freaking scream on this. Look at that! Look at that! I'll show you the Virgin variant. It's even better.
Well, if it wasn't for that Department of Truth with that creepy Mothman cover, I would have given that cover of the week.
Oh yeah, I mean for me, this was the cover of the week because
absolutely.
And for this one, I think if you can check out his Instagram, it's called Lucio Perillo Art __. Yeah. And he basically shows there's a small short video, 30-second video of how he painted this. So, I mean, just to make it look more muscular, just to get those curves right, he puts oil after he paints it on top of it, just so it gives you that kind of glisten, kind of that charm, kind of that glow, which you see around it. And the art process is fantastic. And this guy has to be given all his... so Dynamite sent me trading cards just because I follow the channel. Nick Barucci. So I told Nick Barucci that you should hire him exclusively. And Nick Barucci said, I tried doing that. Nick Barucci is the head of Dynamite for those who don't know. And he told me he replied to my comment and he said that, dude, we tried that so many times, but Lucio's going to do what he wants to do. So we can't just like.
Lohit, that's not fair, man. I've seen some of the Batman covers he did, and those are gorgeous too. You can't take that away.
I agree. I mean, he should do everything, but then look at this, man. I mean, the reason why I got into Dynamite was because of Lucio Parrillo and his covers. So
Lohit, I don't even remember this. I was the one that showed you this cover like 2 months ago. I was like, Lohit, you gotta look at this.
Absolutely.
Look at the spring cover. It's gorgeous. Absolutely. I think Sam was like, wow, this is amazing.
Okay, little bit about the story. This is a continuation.
Shout out to Sam. Get some sleep, dude.
But get your focus back on Helsonia. Stop gawking at the cover. She's awesome. So this is Helsonia, and this is basically a continuation of the Sonia Versal series, which came before. So the idea is that there are multicolored Sonias. So blue Sonia, red Sonia, gold Sonia, etc., along with the red Sonia. And there is also Helsonia. And what's happened is now she's lost a lot of souls. She's the goddess of hell. She rules hell. She's a protector of hell. And she's lost a lot of souls who have come out to the real world. So now she's sending these armies of, platoons of Sonias to these distant worlds where they have to get those souls back. And those souls are now mortal and they have all kinds of superpowers. So they have to fight through them and they have to kill them eventually just to restore the order, basically the balance of the multiverse, so to say. Okay. So the story is good. The story is written by Christos Gage. So, Christopher Hastings, sorry, not Christos Gage. He's writing Vampirella.
Gage is very competent writer. He's done some really good stuff.
Absolutely. Yep. So totally worth it. I mean, just for the cover alone, you should buy it. But if you are into Red Sonja, you like the stories, because I am a fan of Red Sonja ever since I saw the 1983 movie. This is totally worth it. And that's my last book, Benji.
Lohit's cover of the week, people. Lohit's cover of the week. And I can't blame it. It is, once again, stunning and gorgeous.
Gorgeous, man.
Mr. Parrillo? All right. I also have one more book left, and this is The Rise, #3. This by Heavy Metal is written by George C. Romero, the son of the legendary George Romero. Of course, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, right? Of course, being, son of Romero, this is a zombie story. This zombie story takes place during the Cold War, where the United States government, this professor named Professor Ryan, he's trying to find, do his version of a super soldier serum, which of course is to reanimate the dead and use them in the battlefield. And this issue starts off with actually the assassination of Kennedy, and then moves on to him take over this prison. And basically what happened is he infects some of the prisoners and have it, attack the other prisoners, and then send in the army, try to clear it out. And one of the things is like scary is that they try to use the flamethrowers, and if you don't completely burn them to ash, those the zombies will still come at you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the art. Hold on, let me get you who the artist. The artist is really, really nice. Remind me of the Hold on a sec. The art remind me of the what do you call it? The remember this is a Lex Luthor one shot from a couple years ago.
I do.
Yeah, I think the artist is very similar to that. Here,
that's done by this guy called Lee Bremio, the Lex Luthor book. It's written by this guy. It's I think written and drawn by the same guy, Lee Bremio. He's done the Batman Damned book as well. So
right. So this is drawn by this guy named Diego Yapor. But if you look at the art, right? Like art is very similar to the Lex Luthor art.
Okay.
Yeah, look at the way that the lines and it goes. The details.
Yeah. I do see the resemblance.
Right. And basically that's basically about it. It's basically a story of look at the details of when they attack with the zombies getting shot and flamethrower getting poured at them. Right. It's really nice. The art is gorgeous.
Are you continuing on this? Do you like it that much?
Yeah, of course. But the problem is, here's the problem with this book is that the last issue came out, oh God, I think sometime in the fall. I would like to say maybe September. Or maybe October, but it's been a long time since this issue came out. This is supposed to come out around December. It got pushed back another couple of weeks. And that's a problem with books that, that comes out so infrequently is that you forget what happens in the previous issue.
I have that problem too sometimes, because when the
Yeah,
books are like coming after 2 weeks or 4 weeks or something, I'm still okay. But when it's like
yeah,
months, then I
yeah.
kind of lose track. Like I
Right.
don't know what happened
Now
in.
lose track. You actually start losing interest. He's like, oh, I
Absolutely.
don't really need this. But I just remember I
And
really
the
liking
point
it.
is
So
that every week they throw something new at you. Like
yeah,
when it makes you forget about like for example,
right.
Nice House on the Lake.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what happened in the last issue, what was the cliffhanger. I know they go somewhere
There's
and
a
they
big,
find
I remember there's a
something.
big. Oh no! I remember what happened. The guy shows up in
Oh
the
yeah,
last
the guy
page.
shows up. Yes,
Yeah,
that's
the
right.
guy shows
So
up.
see, so because it took, I mean, I'm already, because I read so much, like 10 books
Right.
per week. It's hard to sometimes retain, but it's not
Right.
impossible, because if things
Yeah.
are interesting, if the art is
Yeah.
good, if the story is good, if the character names are not too complex,
Right.
overtly generic, then for sure,
Right.
like I'm never going to forget Honeysuckle and Yolanda, because those names are so unique to me.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I will definitely buy issue 4 whenever it comes out. I don't know, maybe April. I think it's a mini series as well. I can't imagine this book being so. So anyway, in the issue, they're talking about because of the Cold War. I think it's the 70s. They're about to send a squad of infected soldiers to Vietnam to take down the Viet Cong, hopefully turning the tide of the Vietnam War. So we'll see how that goes. And hopefully I
Absolutely.
remember what happens in the preview issue when issue 4 comes out. But it's a good book, and I think this is a book, since it takes forever for the next issue to come out.
Right.
Eventually, when Heavy Metal collects us in a trade paperback form, that's when you pick it up. So you actually get the full story without having to wait months and months at a time, to get the next part of the storyline.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So what was your pick of the week? The weakest book?
it is King of Spies.
No, that was the pick of the week. But what was the pick of the weakest? What is the weakest book you hate? The book you hated?
I don't have a weak book this week. I enjoy everything I read.
I'm going
Unlike
to give it
you.
to Batman Urban Legends 11, because it didn't
Yeah.
do anything for me. It was
Did
just
you
there.
buy,
I was just
did
flipping
you
through
buy that
pages
book?
and then just did nothing. So probably I'll put that, and probably Bad Girls too, because it was not for me. There's not much wrong with the book, but nothing much happens. It doesn't progress the story that much.
Right.
It's just another filler book kind of a thing. So that's the reason. So I didn't hate it. But yeah, I mean, if I have to rank something as a pick of the week, it's something that did not invoke that emotion in me, as did some of the other titles like Rain, for example.
Well, hold on. Let me do the worst book of the week. This a book I did not buy is Odin's Eye number 5, the final book of Bad Idea. Thank God it's over. Woo!
Odin's Eye. Yeah, I remember when you ranted about the first Odin's Eye on one of our
Yeah.
streams.
Here we go. This is for Odin's Eye. Okay, there you go.
There are some books which I've bought which I haven't read.
Yeah.
Knighted is one of them. Knighted is from AWA, Upshot. It's about this guy who's like a guy who's basically Batman. He dies, and the guy who
Yeah,
kills him has to become Batman. So that's basically Knighted. I'm reading that. It's on issue 3. It's pretty good. I haven't read it
cool.
yet. And another one is this Spawn Scorched issue 1. So that's Todd McFarlane. That's also Image. It's basically She-Spawn and Gunslinger Spawn and Medieval Spawn. They band together and they have their own adventure. So that's something I'm interested in. Jessica Priest, She-Spawn. So this is a kind of solo book. So let's see where it goes. And it has nothing to do with Al Simmons. So that's the reason why I wanted to pick it up, because we've had enough of Al Simmons, and he's got like 10 other titles going on in the parallel.
Yeah, of course.
King Spawn and all. So I just wanted to see how it goes and how it feels, whether it's something I can, get on board or not. But yeah, that's basically it from my side, man.
So the question me and Lohit have for you people watching this: what did you pick up this week, and what's your pick of the week? What cover did you like the most? If leave a message below. We'd like to see it. Maybe recommend us something that we missed this week, right, Loki?
Absolutely. And
next week's gonna be huge, my friend.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a big week. I got like 12 books. Ugh.
Wow.
More
12
than you.
books. Whoa, that's more than me. I usually go like 10, and sometimes I end up doing 8. But yeah, but more power to you, Ben. More power to you. And for all of you, do all the YouTube things: like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your grandmother, tell your cat.
Like, you know how you do it. Like, subscribe, comment below, share with your family, friends. Hey, help us out. And of course, we also love to hear what you think. Okay, which accept any sort of criticism. That's cool. We like to be a better content providers too. Anyways, that is that. Loki, my friend, take care of yourself.
Rock on, man. Thanks.
Hey.
Peace.